I lost your voice.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, so my name is Eki. I'm from Malaysia. So I got around 12 years experience in manual testing, and plus I got 1 year experience in performance testing. So I want to learn like about automations.
Hmm. Okay. So, how about others?
Hi, my
Yeah,
name is Venkesh. So I have like 8+ years of experience in manual as well as performance. So currently looking
Hmm.
for automation testing. So for this course, I am enrolled in this course.
Cool, cool. Yeah, next.
yeah, myself
Next.
Prasanna, and
Yeah.
I was working as a performance test engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm thinking to switch to automation, so I just joined
Okay. Great.
to
Great.
yeah.
Great.
Hi,
Last two people.
hi.
Yeah.
Myself is Ramya. I have 3 years of experience in performance testing. Now I am looking to move to automation. So I need to join. So
Yeah. Great. So I can assume the most of the crowd is from IT background, right? IT background with a good amount of testing experience.
Yes.
Hmm. Got it. So what is automation testing in according to you guys? Like before we directly jump into the topic of automation testing and stuff. So I just wanted to you all to tell me your views about automation testing. I know you all joined the course to learn the automation testing, but why? Why automation testing? Why automation testing?
So
Actually, we have to do regression test. So in the regression test, we have to retest the means test the test cases huge amount sometimes. So it's not feasible to do manually. That's why automation testing is compulsory.
Okay, okay, that's a good answer, Aditi. How about others?
So to make the testing progress fast, previously, like everyone used to concentrate on the manual testing, and
Hmm.
the manual testing is actually a time-taking process. So whereas automation
Hmm.
does very less time taken, and like a number of like suppose if you want to repeat the same test, if you do it in manual, it will take in so much time. Whereas in
Hmm.
automation, it is an easy time to do that.
Hmm. Okay, cool. Time saving, uh, less, I mean, executing the tasks which are redundant. And Aditi says mostly used in regression. Yeah, all these points are valid. Any other points, guys? Shreya, Ikta, Ramya? Yeah, anyone else can jump in and you can speak out. That's not a problem. Yeah, Shreya, go ahead. Shreya, please go ahead. Okay, Prasanna, is there? Shreya, whatever you spoke, it was not audible. But since if you can type it in the chat box, you can. I'll go through it. If you can't speak. Yeah, yeah, Prasanna, go ahead.
Yeah, as per me, that is like to reduce the manual effort, we can go with the automation testing to
Okay.
make us easy, like and to reduce the business loss.
Okay. To reduce business love, that is also a wonderful point by Prasanna. That's a wonderful point. To reduce business loss. All of us do all different kinds of testing to ensure that we do not have any business loss. That is a whole key and whole drama. That's a wonderful point, Prasanna. So the last question for now is, what can you decipher from this image? What can you infer from this image?
like manual testing is a time-taking process, and whereas automation can be done easily. And
Okay,
like for manual testing, by doing a manual testing, more number of resources are required, whereas in automation, the less number of resources are required.
perfect, perfect.
Yeah, and for manual testing, it means we need to do with hard work. Automated automation testing is, we can say that it is a smart work.
Okay, cool, cool.
Like with the tool,
Even
we can
automation,
test it.
yeah, yeah. Even automation testing is also hard work initially, but when the product is about to go live, that time it becomes smart work. Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
Paper-based processes can be eliminated because we can see that in the
Could
manual
you repeat it,
testing.
Ekta?
Paper-based processes can be
Oh,
eliminated.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah, yeah. How about others? Last person. I mean, Subhash, Aditi, Ramya. Yeah, Ramya, go ahead.
Yeah, from my point of view, I think automation testing will be more fast when compared to manual.
Yeah, yeah. That's absolutely right.
And while doing automation testing, he can do relax, and test case run automatically, and he will get the result at the end of the automation finish.
Okay, cool, cool. That's what all of you have said is valid answers and right answers. So, as we have seen, what are the advantages of automation? Let me reiterate some things for you. Reliability. So, what do you mean by this reliability? They precisely perform the same operations each and every time they run. So, one of our friends, Satya Ganesh, who said that whenever we automate the cases, it is very much reliable. Why? Because as humans, we might tend to make an error in the flow of the test case, but whereas the automation script, whatever the operation you have decided to do for it, it will precisely perform the same thing. There won't be any human errors. And also repeatability. What do you mean by repeatability? So again, our friend Ganesh has told us that if we want to run the same test cases for multiple number of times under multiple under different set of operations, then how the application behaves, because we know the same test case, if you run once the application behaves properly, but if imagine if I run the same test case for 50 times, how the application behaves, will the output remains the same or not? So these kind of testing also can be done via automation testing. So comprehensiveness. What do you mean by this comprehensiveness? So with the help of the automation testing, can cover each and every feature of the application in a very quick turnaround of time. So what do you mean by better quality software? We can run more test cases in less amount of time with reduced team size. So this is one of the eye-catching points for any of your project managers or a service delivery manager. I hope all of you know who is a project manager or who is service delivery manager in a project. Yes or no?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
So this is one of the eye-catching points for a project manager or service delivery manager. For people who wonder who are these two people, is that they are the ones who decide the budgets of your project. Even they are the ones who decide how much salary should be given to you. Yes or no?
yes,
So
Yes.
whenever a project manager has this thing that you can do more effort in less amount of time and reduce team size, that is an eye-catching point for him, because I can drastically reduce the budgets of my software and I can generate some project profits for my company. That will be his main intention. Then reusability. That means what? The same script can be reused in multiple environments. Like I can run the same script in developer branch, QA branch, SIT branch, UAT branch, production branch, pre-production branch. You can run the same code in different environments without a much of a hassle. So programmability. That means we can bring some hidden information out of the application. That means what? We can see like generally login page, whenever we open the login page, the page comes properly, but through automation we can also examine how much time it is taking exactly to load, how much time it's taking for us to exactly finish the animation and all the stuff fast. So As you all know, automation test cases run faster than manual test process. So the executions tend to finish in a blink of an eye. So as I've told you, when you can do more work in less amount of time with reduced team size, obviously there'll be a reduction in cost also. That's a benefit for the company, that's a benefit for your profits. And with that profits gain, we can also ask for more hikes. Yeah. Whatever the whatever the smarter testing process that we do, we all ensure that we don't have any financial loss. And at the same time, whatever the skill set that we acquire, we always have a good opportunity to ask for a hike also. Anything is interlinked to finances, right? Whatever we do in the software, yes or no? That's the real truth. That's why we are learning new skills so that we can upgrade, we can ask for better pay. Yeah. Yes, Shreya. Shreya, if you are unable to talk, you can type it in the chat box. Am I right, Ganesh, Prasanna,
Yes, yes, yeah.
Babit?
Yes, agree.
So Uh, another adding points I would like to give you is wider test coverage. So that means what? If more number of test cases are covered by automation testing, then manual testers will can start working away from the range of automation testers. That means they can start covering the corner scenarios. They can start covering the different scenarios which are not even tested properly or are not. Because once the automation testing is done, what will happen? Okay, those functionality, those areas are covered by automation testing, so we need not disturb it or touch it because we have reviewed it properly. Once we have reviewed those test cases properly, then that is not a problem. So what manual team will do, they will try to start expanding the test case range or test suite range so that they can cover more scenarios, more functionality. Got it? Got it, everyone?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So what can you infer from this graph, guys?
So it is like the time taken for automation and manual
Ma-
testing.
So what can you observe? I know. What can you observe from this? Does it time save, cost save? Do you feel like it's waste of work?
Like for manual testing, it is around, for example, for a regression, it took around 160 hours to complete the full regression, whereas
Mm,
in automation, it took only 16 hours. So there is a
mm,
huge difference, like almost 90% of difference in time
mm,
taken from manual to automation as well. And
mm,
even whatever the regression sanity smoke, whatever it is, the more number of uh, uh, efforts is more in manual testing compared to automation testing.
mm. Okay. How about others?
Yeah, same points, reducing the time.
Mm, okay.
And already you mentioned like the same number of cases, so the same number of test cases can be used multiple times. Whereas in automation, it is very comfortable to use.
Okay.
The same test cases we can use both in full regression, partial regression, sanity, or smoke.
Mm, okay. So as you all know, this is a one graph which helps you understand or helps you give you a clear picture of how automation testing can save a lot amount of time. Once it starts saving a lot amount of time, then we can focus on various other tasks that we have in our hands. And this graph is intended on a generalized basis. We are not specifying or targeting some XYZ company or something. This graph is generated on basis of some generalized test cases, generalized count of test cases. Okay. Before we jump into the automation, these are the 5 things you always need to remember. Whenever you start automating a suite or automating a project, don't even create a mess of whatever scripting you want to do. Avoid complex or unnecessary logic in your scripts. I know as a beginner we tend to write some logics which are not worth of it, but down the line as an automation engineer we need to avoid some unnecessary or complex logic scripts, complex logic in your scripts, because at the end of the day whatever the automation scripts you write, it should be readable enough, it should be understandable by your peers and your team members. Third thing is 100% automation is not possible, so don't even try to aim for it. Give any application, give any top notch automation engineer, even he or she cannot do the 100% automation. That is not possible. In interview this is one of the hot mandatory question that you ever face it, that 100% automation is possible. What is your claim on it? This would be a straight question, and you can proudly say that 100% automation is not possible because we cannot automate captcha, we cannot read the text from the image, we cannot do audio visual testing. Yeah, we cannot automate OTP scenarios. Yes or no?
Yes.
So, what is the fourth thing? We cannot entertain an automation tester who don't have the basic idea of testing. But because the automation tester should know what is smoke, what is regression, what is sanity, right? Basic things. Yes or no?
Yes.
So, automation tester should have basic knowledge about testing. So fifth and fourth most point is always you guys need to remember that it's a software development process. Like how developers take their time to code, we also have to take some stand optimal amount of time to develop the automation scripts. If someone says it's an automation script, right, you can just prepare it off in a flash. So you have to tell them that it's a development process, guys. We also need to take some time to test it, analyze it, and give a proper scripting, right? Yeah,
Yes.
clear?
Yes.
Any doubts? Any doubts, guys? So whenever you're kick-starting your career in automation, these 5 points are something you have to always keep it in your mind.
Like
Because
Rahul, here one query. Stop.
yeah,
Sorry for that.
no,
So
no,
in
no,
the
it's okay.
third,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
so don't mandate 100% automation, right? So why it's not mandatory like 100%? So
I
is there
told you that
any?
just.
Yeah,
I
okay.
told you that just.
Sorry, sorry.
Okay, Venkat. So I told you the points, right? You cannot do
Yeah,
captcha
I got.
automation. You cannot do OTP processing. You cannot do audio visual testing. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Rahul. Thanks for.
Yeah, whenever you do card payments, you cannot do card payments unnecessarily, right? We have to take the consent, and we have to take the consent of the customer while you are making card payments, right? Yeah, got it, Venkat? Venkat, hope I'm clear for you.
Yes, Rahul. It was clear. Thanks.
So, like Venkat, who has any doubts, you can stop me in the middle and you can ask instead of waiting till the end of the class. Okay? Anyone has any doubts, any queries, questions? Please do let me know. Any queries, doubts, guys?
No.
No.
Okay, just a moment, guys. So sorry guys. So if you can see the graph, I mean, there is some another common notion in your companies that automation testing is a time-taking process. It is not suitable. It doesn't reduce our efforts. These are the kind of statements we get to hear whenever we work in automation testing. Like when you kickstart your career in automation testing, initially when I was a fresher, when automation testing, I got to hear a lot of these things that automation testing is useless. It will take time. That doesn't reduce our efforts. It will take most of our time and all the stuff. For them, this is a great example to show them as a graph. Initially, initially manual testing cost will be less. But as gradually when we head towards the go live, or gradually when we head towards the end of the project, you see the cost of the manual testing will increase build by build. Why? Because we have to spend more number of hours in front of the system. As long as the application is coming into a stable state, we have to spend a lot more number of hours. We tend to add more resources from other projects so that we can finish the task properly in time. We have to ensure that it's bug free or something. Yes or no, guys? This is a general thing that is happening, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
Test coverage increases as the project comes to an all.
Yeah, test coverage increases, then as the test coverage increases, the number of man hours also will increase, right?
Yeah.
So that is the thing. Whereas automation testing, at the first glance, we see like it will take good amount of time to develop. Initially, it will take good amount of time to develop, but as the coverage progresses, more or less virtually the same time is being taken. But if you see number of man hours for manual testing is increasing as its test coverage or test suite increases. But whereas for automation, more or less, more or less is the same number of hours or same number of hours spent for an automation engineer to stabilize the test suite. Got it? Got it, everyone? Yeah. So
Yes.
why are we discussing these points? Why are we discussing these points is that the main reason you should be in a position to proudly say that by using automation we are not wasting our time. In fact, we are reducing our time, which cannot be seen right now. But as the test suite coverage keeps on increasing, then only we can know the real facts of how the test suite coverage increases and stuff. Got it? Got it, everyone? Babita,
Yeah.
Venkat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So whenever you are asked in an
Yes, sir.
interview, whenever you're working in a company, you have to state all these points. Got it? So there are hundreds of automation tools in the market. Okay. So let me name a few popular tools like we are learning Selenium, now Cypress, hmm, Tosca, RPA. Hope everyone has heard of these tools, right? Automation tools. Hmm?
Yes.
Yes.
Test Rigor, Virtuoso. Hmm? Okay. So Tosca is a paid tool. Hmm? Paid tools. Paid tools. Paid tools. Okay. When if any tool is paid, do you think any middle scale company could love to go for it?
No. No.
Because MNCs like TCS, Cognizant, they can afford to have these much licenses. But if you take on a generalized or overall standard of perspective, having these licenses is like you have to bear it for lifelong. Again, if you lose the access, or I mean, if you don't want to renew it, you will lose all the efforts that you have spent on these projects. Got it?
Yeah.
Even in performance testing, also, you know why people prefer Jmeter over load runner, right? or Neoload?
Yeah, because open source.
It's an open source tool.
Yeah. So like Selenium, Cypress, and Catalan Studio Playwright are open source tools. Okay. Among these four, why Selenium still stands out?
because it's
Cypress,
open source.
even Selenium, Cypress, Playwright, Catalan Studio are open source tool. But among these four tools, why Selenium still stands out to the top?
It work with
Works in
lots of language, and
yeah,
we can
yeah.
use lots of browser also.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm just trying to list down those points. Okay. JavaScript. Okay.
Hello, sir. But I think the Catalan Studio also it paid tools. Because when I download want to try
Okay.
individually at
Maybe
home,
recently, in the
last
recent times, I've changed it to paid tool. Maybe, but I was
but
talking
it
about the
allows
last 6 months.
for around 30 days. We can use it, and after
Okay.
that it
Okay. Then it's a
asks us
paid
to
tool. Then it
subscribe.
comes under paid tools. Cypress and Playwright support JavaScript. Do not have a proper exception handling. We need to use Visual Studio to utilize the tools, which itself is a heavy tool to work on. Got it? Main advantage is that it has its own reporting tool within it. Clear? Clear how Cypress and Playwrights work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any doubts? Any
What
doubts,
does
guys?
this third point mean? Do not have proper
Exception
exception
handling.
handling. Yeah.
Exception handling is like if your script fails, what is the exact reason for your failure? That will not get it properly. In Selenium, we'll be getting the reason for failure properly.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. It's clear now.
Hmm. So this is one of the things with Cypress and Playwright. Whereas when it comes to Selenium, first of all, it's an open source tool, supports multiple programming languages.
Cross-browser testing is there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So for people who, I hope everyone knows cross-browser testing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we can test on two, three browsers at the same
Yeah, yeah.
time.
No, no, no. That is parallel testing. What this
Yeah,
cross-browser
parallel
testing
testing.
is. So
We can use um, Edge, Chrome, and
yeah.
Firefox, right?
So the thing is that if you have a test case A, we want to see the behavior of the same test case in three different browsers. Three different browsers, like the how if I run that same test case in Chrome, how it behaves. If I run the same test case in Firefox, how it behaves. If I run the same test case in Edge, how it behaves. So that is the example of cross-browser testing. Okay, Aditi, I am clear. Yeah. Supports parallel testing. What do you mean by parallel testing? Now, generally, when I have 10 test cases, I execute them one after the other manually also, automation also. What do you mean by parallel? Now I want to run this test cases on 5 different browsers simultaneously. That means 5 different Chrome browsers simultaneously. Then that is also possible with Selenium. Okay, got it, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any doubts?
Yeah.
Supports parallel testing, supports cross-browser testing.
Supports operating system we can use on.
It's a platform independent.
Yeah.
What do you mean by platform independent? The scripts can run in Linux, Mac, or Windows. There's a lightweight tool to be used. It is flexible to handle. Yeah, got it? Supports multiple browsers like Chrome. Got it?
Yeah.
So these are the main advantages of Selenium. So when you use Cypress and Playwright, you have to know JavaScript for sure, or TypeScript. But here you can use Java, Python, CH, whatever you want. Clear, guys? Any doubts? Like every coin has two sides. What are the main disadvantages of Selenium is you need to know at least one programming language. Okay, does not have inbuilt reporting mechanism. We need to use a third party tool to generate reports. Hmm?
Support system is not available.
Yes, support
We
system
can
is
run
why,
only web applications, not the window-based application.
but even Cypress and Playwright is designed for web applications only. Supports web applications only. If we want to run mobile applications, then we can use a tool called Appium, which is derived from Selenium family. Got it? Got it?
Yes. Yeah.
Whenever you have an open source tool, there won't be any support system. Does not have direct integration with test management tools. Got it?
Yes.
Barcodes and reCAPTCHA cannot be possible. If we want to execute those scripts, then we have to also integrate with the third parties.
Could you repeat your point?
Like barcodes and reCAPTCHA is
That
not possible by
that
using.
that is a common issue for any automation tool, Babita. It's not specific to Selenium.
No, but in disadvantage, we can mention it. If someone is
Yeah,
asking, like,
but
what is the
that's a
disadvantage?
disadvantage of automation, not disadvantage of Selenium. What you said.
Okay.
I mean, this is tool specific disadvantages. What you said
Mhm.
is absolutely right. That is from automation, complete automation standpoint of view.
Okay.
Recaptcha, image processing, audio, video, visual testing, OTPs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is That is not possible in with any automation tool, first of all. Fingerprints, barcodes, that's not possible with whatever automation tools that I have mentioned above. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I hope you got the understanding of why Selenium. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any doubts?
No.
So let us go through the course plan of let us go through the course plan of what we have. So what are the topics that we are covering throughout this course? So what is testing and test automation? We have seen that today. What is SDLC lifecycle with respect to test automation? How it changes the whole software development lifecycle when we start introducing the concept of automation. And we also seen what is the importance of test automation along with different facts of testing, studies and case studies and facts. And also we have seen why Selenium is being used, what are the pros and cons of it compared to other tools. So in the first topic, we have already covered three different points as part of the introduction. Then we'll be going through the installation of tools like JDK setup, installation of Eclipse and IntelliJ tools, Git Bash tools. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Git concepts. What do you mean by Git concepts? How do you use the Git? Hope all of you know what is a Git, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do you use the different Git commands using from command prompt? How do you use the different Git commands using the IntelliJ? Then we'll be going through the basics of Java. What is Java? How do we create a new class? The basic syntaxes. What are the different data types and wrapper classes? What are the different conditions and looping statements? What is static and non-static method? What is objects initialization? What are the different basics of constructors and its purpose? Strings and exception handling, arrays. How do we integrate all these Java concepts at a time while performing the Selenium script? Yeah, yeah, got it.
So the basic learning of Java basics is enough to learn the Selenium
Yeah, we
automation,
need
right?
to know core Java.
Okay.
What we are discussing is core Java. Then we go into strings and collections. What is the importance of strings and collections from automation perspective? What are the different types of string functions present in Java? How do we use the different string utils concepts for Apache Maven? What is the introduction to collection concepts and its overview? And what is the exception handling? How do we use try catch block and finally black? How do we create your own custom exception and how do you call them? When it comes to file handling, how do we write the data to the file? How do we read the data from the file? How do we copy the file? What are the different concepts of files we can see and understand, and how do we implement them? Then we can also see the concept of inheritance, the this and super keyword. How do we use polymorphism? How do we use implement different oops concepts in our project. So we can also see how do we set up a basic Selenium project. How do we what are the different concepts of Selenium? Like what is Selenium ID, Selenium RC? What are the different types of locators we use for searching the elements? How do we find the elements based on different types of XPaths? XPaths is the key here in Selenium. How do we use web tables? How do we handle dynamic rows and columns? How do we use implicit and explicit wait times? Other attributes within the web elements? How do we handle pop-ups using Selenium WebDriver? Actions class. How do we handle multiple windows and tabs? How do we capture the screenshots? How do we handle frames and shadow frames? Upload and download of files? Chrome options and desired capabilities. So what are the different, we'll be covering both TestNG and Cucumber concepts here, guys. So we'll be covering the different features of Cucumber and TestNG. Then we'll be going to the Excel operations and properties file. How do we use Excel on a daily life as an automation engineer? How do we use properties file to store some tangible information? How do we generate the report, test execution reports? How do we do API testing? And how do we prepare a framework from the scratch? And also we are covering basics of database, which we have not mentioned here, but we'll update our syllabus by tonight. Now we are also covering database concepts and we'll be seeing how do we connect to the database. Got it? We'll throughout by the end of this course, we all can assure ourselves that we can prepare a framework from scratch. A basic framework we can prepare from scratch. Yeah, Aditi, go ahead.
Actually, I don't know the Git regarding Git. So
Okay,
can you
Git
tell us
is
about?
something. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Git is something like you you store your photos in your phone, right? What happens on a daily basis? No, it depends on time basis, Kishore. Whether we are covering bonus topics or not, based on the time, we will decide it. Okay. In bonus topics, we are covering database connectivity for sure. This is cover for sure. Rest of the things we'll see as per the time and as per the area of interest. Okay. So coming to you, Aditi. So you have stored your photos in your phone. Later, what you do if you're an iPhone user, you move the data to the cloud, right? So that means what from your phone, the data is moved to the cloud. So you can distribute that information to whosoever people you want. Similarly, whatever the code you have written in your local system, if you want it to be accessible by other members also, we move the code from local to Git. It's like a cloud sharing platform for sharing the Git code files. Got it, Aditi? In a layman terms, this is the thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other questions, queries that we all have for today?
Do we have assignment daily basis on real-time project?
Okay, Ganesh, you asked me, right? So the assignment will be more on programming questions and will be more on like whatever the topics we have discussed here. We need to practice the same way after going home because once you practice all these things only, then whatever assignments we plan for you will be worth of it. The key here is practicing. Of course, we give some programming questions. We also deal with some uh, difficult questions of how do we have to face it in the interview. Those kind of things will be covered. But at the same time, we also need you guys to practice it up. The more you practice, the more beneficial for you all, and the more easy for me to give you more easy and more complicated questions. Okay.
Okay. Like
And
the framework designation will be given taken care from the scratch, or else like any framework live training we are going to hear.
See, we'll be designing the framework from the scratch after learning the basics of Selenium and Java.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
After learning all the basic concepts, we'll be designing a framework from the scratch. Of course, there are tons of ways to design a framework. I'll be teaching you one way of how do you design a framework. Okay.
will there any doubt clarification session if we will stuck in executing script
Like
and
we can have the doubts clarified at the start of the class or at the end of the class.
okay, sure. Thank you.
If all agree to it, we can have a separate session for doubt clarification.
Okay.
Okay.
And the class timings will be the same time from 9 to
Same
10 daily.
time, Monday to Friday.
And it will be completed in 30
30 to
days?
45 days. 30 to 45
Okay.
days.
Okay.
Exact, to be precise, 30 to 45 classes, I can say, because we have weekends also coming up, right? Saturday, Sunday, we won't be taking the classes, right?
Okay. Okay.
Also, like
Mm.
here, like in the bonus topics, you mentioned like a basics of karate framework. So, is it like a tool like we'll be using with the zero coding, or like
See,
how
like
it is?
how Test Engine Cucumber is there, Karate Framework is also like a more of a library. So that is some codeless API automation testing. If time permits, I'll also try to cover that. Okay.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Because by the time we cover these concepts, we have to ensure that first, whatever the topics I've committed, I have to finish them. Once you're confident enough in those topics, then we can focus on the bonus topics. Because if you know this or you don't know this, that doesn't halt your interviews or doesn't halt your job.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
How much experience we can
Uh,
show after this course?
Sorry.
How much experience, like if I am a fresher after doing this course, how much experience we
So
can
this
show?
course goes for up to 3 years of automation testing experience,
Up to 3 years. Okay.
provided you
Do
practice.
you are you going to provide us any experience later?
No, no, you can talk to our team regarding that, but we don't provide any. Uh, we provide course completion certificate, but not like experience letters or something like that.
But if we go for a job and if they ask for the reference
Uh,
or something.
you can talk to our team regarding this. I'm more on the sub scheme of the subject.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
more on the technical part
Any
of the
help,
subject.
like, any help in resume, like what need to update or what not?
We can just give you the idea of what kind of roles and responsibilities you should put in your resume. We can
Okay.
just give you a heads up on what kind of roles and responsibility you can put as an automation engineer, but rest is up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, Shreya, go ahead.
Yeah, hi Rahul, thanks.
Ramya,
So
one
Rahul, you
moment.
said,
Ramya, one moment. Shreya is waiting for a long time. Yeah, Shreya, go ahead.
yeah, I was saying, you said you will be covering all these things in, there are so many topics, right? So all those things in 30 days, 30 to 45 days. So
Hmm.
I have an six plus experience in manual QA, but I am an electronics engineer. So I don't
So it
have
doesn't
coding
matter. You have
background.
6 years of
So
experience in manual testing, right? You have to split it in
yeah,
4-2 or 3-3.
yeah, I am worried on not on the getting a job in switch for switching. I am worried on the part where you'll be like teaching us in 30 days. So what would be the speed? Because there are so many topics and core
See,
Java is quite difficult, right? So as I
so
don't
we
have
go,
much of
see,
a coding back. Yeah, yeah, please
See,
go ahead.
Shreya, the topics are more. We say 30 to 45 classes. When we say 30 to 45 classes, it'll take almost month and a half, right? Easily it'll take month and a half and 2 months.
Correct.
So what we say is we cover one topic per class. When we start in core Java, we try to cover
Mm-hmm.
one topic per class or two small topics in one class. So Shreya, we expect you to practice daily. Then that ways you will understand the linkage between the concepts that we are dealing on a daily basis. Even if you miss a practice for a day or two, then it will be that difficult. So we can go slow for core Java, that is not a problem, but you should also practice simultaneously in order to master it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay.
So
Yeah,
for the
that
practice
answers my
session,
question.
then you will provide some kind of material or something so we can practice on that one.
So whatever the practical experience we are showing you in the class related to core Java, I suggest you to practice the same thing for a while, and once you are confident enough, then we'll start providing you with extra questions. Okay. Aditi, hope my point is clear.
Yeah, but no, very next day you will going to cover next Java topic. So then the previous
With
one,
the
if you We
Previous,
just
yeah.
have to practice whatever you are teaching in the class. So what about the means if you give us more questions, so we can practice on that one, and then next day we if we couldn't find the proper answer, so we can ask you, right?
So yeah, we need to do that. And Aditi, here the course is designed in such a way that whatever topic you have learned in the previous class is always interlinked to the next class. Aditi.
Okay. Okay.
So whatever you learned in previous class, we obviously use the same in the next class. So it's not like we are leaving the topic there. It's an interlink of all the previous class things. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Ganesh.
Yeah, Rahul. So, because in our core syllabus, it is mentioned that basics of Selenium. So, are you going to teach only the basics, or are we going to the advanced levels also?
See, when it comes to Selenium, Selenium plays only 20% in the complete automation because it's just a tool. If you don't know core Java and if you try to attempt Selenium, it's useless. Selenium is nothing more on the locators part and the functions within it. Obviously, we are covering a lot of functions. Once you go through the Selenium course, you will see how many functions are there in Selenium that you are undergoing. There are too many functions for you to remember. Okay. We will cover Selenium 4 concepts also, where you don't find in other places.
Okay, sounds good.
Hmm. Yep. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to ask anything?
Um, One last question from my end.
Yeah.
So, we are going to learn the core Java completely, right?
Yes. Core Java.
Oh, okay. Got it.
We are learning core Java, whatever is needed for automation. Let me be clear for it.
I understand.
I don't want to create any mess about it.
Understand.
Thank you. Okay. Any doubts?
Rahul, is my voice
Yeah.
audible, Rahul?
Go ahead.
Yeah, as a performance tester, really I don't know more knowledge about core Java, all these things like programming language.
Mm-hmm.
How will be the support once I join? I move from performance to automation. Once interview clear, is there any support in real time from your side? If any
Uh,
doubts I have like that
yeah, we are always available for doubts and clarifications.
in real time project.
In real-time project is something that like the system allows you to show your doubts or concerns. We don't know, right? Because most of the office
Yeah, yeah,
environments are
yeah.
highly secure for externals to view it. But if you have a concept, if you feel like this is a concept and we are struggling here, definitely we are happy to help you. That is not a problem.
One more
If
doubt. Once course completed, you provide any hard material or any soft, like how it will
see,
be
we'll be
material?
giving you the kit access of whatever the code we have discussed in the class.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
Rahul. Actually, for performance testing, I don't know all the performance testing people. It will be little bit difference, right? Automation. For manual,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it will be little bit
Yeah,
easy
yeah, it
for
will be a
automation.
little different because performance testing is more on how you understand the tool, how you do a
Yeah,
correlation. You will be having a lot
yeah,
of definition, threading, thread group. Daily, you'll be
yeah, yeah,
discussing one concept per day. That is
yeah,
totally a all different ball game. When it comes to
yeah,
automation,
yeah.
it's more of practical. You need to code everything. You need to
Yeah,
design everything with your hands. The tool is just a platform for you to showcase your abilities. Whereas performance
yeah,
testing, you have all the options ready made for you. Threads,
yes, yes,
drop thread count, reports, listeners, all these things are
yeah.
already in for you. Okay.
Yeah, while I seeing these topics, I got little bit scared. while compared to
There's nothing to
performance
be
of this.
scared, Ramya. There's nothing to be scared. It's like your day-to-day
Yeah.
life, your day-to-day life. In
Yeah. Is
Jmeter,
core
you have
Java,
to deal
right? You need what the core Java you told it will be enough for that. We need to learn
yeah,
extra or anything.
see, whatever core Java I give you, it's pretty much enough for you to survive in the job. If something extra is
Okay.
needed also in the middle, I will add it from my side and I will explain it to you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Rahul.
Hmm. Yeah, Prasanna. Yeah, Shreya Prasanna, whosoever.
Yeah, Rahul, just a question like if like when will be starting the batch?
You talk to our team members, please. I'm
Okay,
not the right
okay,
person.
okay, fine, fine.
Hmm.
Also, one question. So, will be complete like entire framework will be developed, right? While learning,
Yes.
we'll be
Yes.
developing entire framework so that we can show some experience. Like this is what we have developed or
Yeah,
something like that.
see, when you're showing something, you have to demonstrate the same in the interview. Remember that.
I know, yeah, coding and all also will be asked. So, like, what are the challenges and all
Yeah.
that also asked
So,
sometimes. So we should go
yeah,
through.
I'll explain you all those things. Whenever you're attempting an interview, what we do
Mm-hmm.
is we teach, we will tell you what is what. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And are you going to teach this one on IntelliJ or Eclipse? Which
I'll be
one?
teaching you the entire course in two different editors, Eclipse and IntelliJ, so that you will be in a position to understand what are the how the two different editors work.
So we have to install both IntelliJ and Eclipse, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we get some like any real-time project to get some idea on
That is
this?
what that is what just now asked, right? The framework. How do you build the frameworks from scratch? When you start building framework from scratch, then you also need to write your own test cases, right? Since you're all manual testers, we can all work out towards preparing one test suite mm, for any website. From there, we can write the test cases, right? Because the real-time project for automation testing starts from writing manual test cases. You got my whole
Okay.
point?
Yeah, I got it.
So for that, we all need to write manual test cases as a team. As a team, if we can write manual test cases, then we can cover the real-time project right away.
Okay.
Because I write the test cases from one perspective, you can also write test cases from another perspective. Once we all do that, then we can do a real-time project in front of you all, right? You'll also be a part of the real-time project, right?
Yeah.
I hope you got my point.
Yes, I got it. So that it will
Once
be easy for
easy for
handling
everyone. Like
for handling. Yeah.
yeah, because Shreya will write 10 test cases, you will write 10 test cases, Ramya will write 10 test cases. So you'll have three different views towards the application, right? So if I start writing the test cases of what you have written, you'll be you will feel more easier to understand it. Okay, this test case should be done this way. Got it?
Yeah.
It's like making you more on the self-learning style.
Yeah. Got
Yeah, you
got
will
it.
have lifetime access for the recorded videos. Who's are asked the question?
Okay.
Hmm. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, I think that's from my end. I think we got adequate information on this.
Hmm. And trust me, the course content we have prepared is more on the job oriented basis, not only for the interview. We are seeing it more on the job interview basis. And if we see in the middle, if we feel like some more topics are required for you to survive, then we'll definitely add those topics in the middle of the course only. That is one thing we always have. The course plan, what we have shown, will be covering those topics. But if needed, we have to cover more topics for the betterment of your automation career, then we'll add it in the middle and we'll also cover those. We are not shy of adding topics. That is one thing we can assure from our side if needed. Got it?
Yes.
And as a team, we are, I mean, once you start, guys start enrolling into this, we are also flexible, like flexible in learning terms. If you want, like, we all can agree to one thing and we can have the classes go in the way that we all agree to it. There's no hard and fast rule like this class should happen this way, that way. We don't have such kind of things. Once you guys enroll to this batch, we can be flexible in the way that we want to have our course also, because it's your course, guys. As a team, we can all work together and have a course in a better way so that you can all learn the subject better. At the end of the day, you learning the subject is the utmost priority than how I take up the course. Got it? I hope my point is pretty much clear to you all.
Yes.
That flexibility is always there with me. So, okay, guys, if you don't have anything, you guys can drop. If you have anything, you can stay back and you can still ask.
Nothing from my end, Rahul. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing, Rahul. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you, Rahul.
Rahul.
Thank you,
So
Rahul.
much.
I
Thank
have
you.
one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, like it has been discussed earlier, means as I am from non-IT background, so I hope this course will like enable me to understand all the concepts of Java and Selenium.
Yes,
And
yes. If you
like
don't
as you,
understand, also you can
yeah,
bug
like
me.
as you are a teacher, so you must have the experience of like how much like what should be the percentage, like 60%, 70%, something like that. Like I would be confident enough. Like I'm totally
That all
from
see
non-IT.
that all depends on how your practice is going on,
Yeah, but
Ekta.
yeah, means
See,
I'll definitely
it all
testify
depends
my.
on why I'm saying more on the practices. There are some students, there are some people who do practice way beyond the limits. For
Mhm.
them, uh, understanding the subject, experimenting beyond the things that we discussed in the class, for them it will be a different genre. If you just practice what is discussed just in the class, whatever questions I've discussed in the class, that is another thing. I can't guarantee percentage how you will be doing it. It all depends on how you are laying your practice. No matter how much wonderful concepts I give it to you, at the end of the day, you don't revise and you don't practice it. That is ultimately a issue, right?
Yeah, but I
So
hope like it would be like designed in such a way like even a layman can understand the
yeah,
concepts.
yeah, that is for sure. That is designed in such a way that even a layman can understand. But we also want your efforts to be there in this course, along with how much efforts I put as a trainer to help you understand the subject. The same efforts I expect from you all in your practice, in your understanding. And if you don't
Yeah, that I
understand
understand.
something,
Yeah, that I understand. Because I have
yeah,
just like experience in manual testing only, so that's why I'm like little bit nervous about automation and Java concepts and all that.
yeah, 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 yeah. So we always put our best effort in help you understanding the subject, but at the same time, we also expect you to practice so well that you ask us more questions. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Hmm. Yeah, AK, go
Hi,
ahead.
Rahul. Okay, actually, I'm fully on manual testing for this 11, 12 years, but I don't have my hands touch on coding. So Java, as you said, like we need some core knowledge on Java. So is that you will be focused like Java for
AK, can you type it in
on
the chat box? Your voice is breaking in the middle, like some echo is coming around your voice. Can you just type it? I'm trying to get. Yeah, hi. Yeah, type it. Yeah, okay, go type it. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, you're not that good at programming. Yes. Yes. We are teaching core Java from the scratch. I also told you this thing, okay? And I'm teaching core Java from the scratch. Will you teach with lesson and practice? See, I mean, in when it comes to coding, there will be a concept explanation, and we'll be dealing with couple of examples in the class. Not as a not all kinds of examples will be covered in the class, but we'll be giving you a concept and a basic example of how do you need to approach this concept. And at the same time, whatever the concept you learned in the previous class will be implementing in the same in the further classes. So whatever you teach will be every day we'll be combining with other concepts. Thank you. So Ekta, any more questions? Do you? Okay. Thank you, AK.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Hmm.